Welcome to the FocusCast. Today we're talking about a little thing called the growth mindset.
Oh, nice, bro. You know, I love me some internet buzzwords, right?
You definitely see this popping up more, especially in the entrepreneurial space.
Oh, for sure. You got growth mindset versus fixed mindset. Definitely seems like a lot of cheesy break room motivation bullshit, right? You know, you kind of see it on the poster.
Yeah, man, I read a book called Growth Mindset, and it talks about this. So I think it's a fun subject. It can be cheesy, but it can be deep. So I think we should dissect this and see if we can get some nuggets, bro.
Let's get some nugs of information.
Let's get some growth nugs.
Let's do it.
Growth nugs. That's my new favorite word. I don't want growth nugs in my...
You don't want those in your body.
Yeah.
I'm Jonathan Noel.
And I'm Brian Noel.
This is the FocusCast.
Where we drop focus guides for founders who have a...
7-figure goal.
Ooh,
Or 8.
Or 8.
Or 9.
Or 9.
We're not putting limits on
I'm
people.
on the 8 status right now. 9, I can't wait.
We don't want to put limits on people, right?
That's right.
Hell no. We're not here for that shit.
So let's get focused as... Oh, man.
So today,
Yeah.
Brian,
Yes.
my brother,
Yes.
we're talking
From the
about
same mother.
a growth versus fixed mindset.
Love it.
So when I was starting to research this, I immediately discovered psychologist Carol Dweck. She's known for her work on motivation and mindset, and she seems to have kind of coined this term and really is the one who broke all this down.
I love it. Oh, my gosh.
I know, pretty sweet, right?
So what is a growth mindset, right? So a growth mindset, before we get into the details, a summary is individuals who believe their talents can be developed through hard work, good strategies, and input from others. Those people have a growth mindset.
That seems like, call me crazy, something you might need as a solopreneur or side hustler,
Oh my gosh.
right?
If you happened to stumble into a 7-figure company and you don't have a growth mindset,
you might be unaccidentally stumbling out when they fire you.
Oh my gosh, that's a good point. You better fix that shit quick. Oh my gosh.
Oh, so yeah, we're here, we're in business for ourselves, okay? And we're talking to solopreneurs, entrepreneurs. And what are we doing? We're constantly learning new skills.
Oh yeah,
right?
every day.
Every day. So
Gosh.
if you're not learning new skills, okay, you put yourself in the box, it's going to make things very freaking difficult, right?
Oh man.
So what's the opposite of this growth mindset? That's going to be a fixed mindset.
Fixed mindset.
Yeah,
So-
let's hit a summary on that one, bro.
Yeah, so that makes sense, right? So we heard from growth mindset is believe their talents can be developed. So fixed mindset is those who hold a fixed mindset believe that they are either good or bad at something based on their inherent nature. For instance, someone with a fixed mindset might say, I am a natural at whatever, or I am just no good at whatever, believing their athletic skill can't be developed, right? So I'm not an athlete. I'm not creative. That's a good one. We talked about that.
So
That's a fixed mindset. I'm not creative. Fixed mindset.
fixed mindset is I'm naturally I'm not good at this and I never will be.
Yeah, fixed mindset. I'm not a good manager. Fixed mindset. I'm not a good delegator. Fixed mindset.
Basically, put I'm not in front of a thing that you can learn.
Yeah, and the positive side or the other side of it too, like, oh, I'm a natural creative. So if you were born that way, does that mean that you can't grow in your creativity?
Then that's exactly
Fixed
what they
mindset.
say here, fixed mindset.
Hey, bro.
Hey,
Fixed mindset.
that's not what I'm looking for.
That's not what I'm looking for.
I'm looking for that big G. I want that growth, son.
Speaking of the big G, what are some misconceptions of the growth mindset?
Yeah, so I got this from Harvard Business Review. So misconceptions would be like, I already have and have always had a growth mindset. So people who think like they always have it or it's always on and they've always had it. This is actually a misconception because everyone actually fits on both scales to some degree for certain things. So people often confuse the growth mindset with being flexible or open-minded or having a positive outlook.
Got you.
Qualities they believe they've always had. So,
Which is the complete opposite of the definition.
Which is funny. Because for me, a perfect example of both of these, okay, I used to have more of a fixed mindset, right?
Yeah.
Now I definitely have more of a growth mindset.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I can learn pretty much fucking whatever I want.
Yeah.
But my fixed mindset might come in with something like singing.
Yes.
It's like, I'm not a great singer, and it feels like
You don't have the vocal cords for it. So therefore you're not a singer.
it feels like I don't have. It would take a lot of work for me to be just okay at it.
Yeah.
I kind of have a fixed mindset on that.
Yeah.
But for most things in life, obviously, I'm not going to be an NBA player.
I mean, I don't know. Have you ever tried?
Anyway, but for most things in life, I don't want to put myself in that box bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you work hard at it, you're trying it, you can grow.
Well, and I think that's good in the context of like, if we're talking to founders, solopreneurs, like, I'm not good at numbers. I'm not good at math. I'm not good at sales. That's a big one. Holy shit. Let's break that one down. Oh,
Right.
I'm not a good salesperson. So you automatically self-sabotage yourself in any sales meeting because you walked into that sales meeting saying you're not a good salesperson.
Which is totally not true.
No, there's a lot of people who think they're a good salesperson that they're fucking terrible salespeople.
Fixed mindset.
Yeah, fixed mindset. I'm a natural salesperson. What does that even mean? like
It just means you probably talk a lot. You think you're hot shit.
yeah. So like, again, a growth mindset is like, sure, I may be a good salesperson, but I can always learn more, right? That growth mindset. This whole natural thing is really the misconception.
For sure.
Kill that shit. All right.
So yeah, everyone's a combination of both.
I think this is good. This is a good statement. Everyone is a combination of both mindsets. So the idea here is not that you are either a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. You may be a growth mindset in one category, but then a fixed mindset in another category.
Or different parts of the day.
Yeah, different parts
I
of
think
the day.
in the morning when you got your routine going, my cold showers,
Yeah.
a little exercise,
Yeah.
I'm ready to learn,
Yeah.
Let's
go.
Advanced, aerospace engineering. By the end of the day,
I want to do nothing. I eat potato chips, play video games.
my mindset has become fixed. I've lost my growth.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny, you say that because we talked about that, right? We talked about your circadian rhythm and how your brain produces different chemicals throughout the day, and when you have different energy to do different things, and that's
This
just
comes
so
down
true.
to time blocking, too.
Oh my gosh.
There's shit you want to do when you feel you have your highest amount of growth mindset.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pick tasks where I'm learning something complicated, and I'm not going to start doing that at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Because,
Done. Toast.
by then, I need to be doing the easy shit, the busy work.
Yeah. Making popcorn and going for a walk.
Exactly.
It's funny. So I just started therapy. I've been wanting to do it for 3 years. And I had my first session today. So it's pretty relevant. Or it's pretty, what's that word? Pretty current, pretty... Relevant.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's like, when are you available? And I'm like, I want to do this in the morning. Because again, that's when for me, the morning is when I'm most inspired, when I'm most willing to do deep work, introspective work, think, all that kind of stuff. So that's a good point, bro. I think it's not wake up and say, how can I have a growth mindset all the time? It's just being introspective and looking at the different environments and the different times of when you would when you're naturally in a growth mindset, when you want to grow that mindset, and when you want to do things that are required within that growth mindset. Oh my gosh.
So here's the last misconception, right?
I'm ready.
Quotation: a growth mindset is just about praising and rewarding effort.
Ooh. That's interesting. This isn't true for students in schools, and it's not true for employees and organizations. In both settings, outcomes matter. Unproductive effort is never a good thing. It's critical to reward not just effort, but learning and progress, and to emphasize the processes that yield these things, such as seeking help from others, trying new strategies, and capitalizing on setbacks to move forward efficiently and effectively.
So basically, it's not about praising someone for working, because someone can be working inefficiently and not doing shit. It's about praising someone for getting better, growing, or, progress.
Yeah.
You praise progress.
Okay, so this is so good. Okay, so all right, let's talk about this. So,
Brian gets so excited when we're doing this.
I love this. So, in an age where everyone gets a reward for everything, we talked about this in one episode where we talked about you have to be careful of that, because if you want the endorphins to release on the effort, not the outcome.
Right. Exactly.
Because then you'll reduce the effort and increase the desired outcome, which means you'll just stop doing the thing.
Yep.
So that's pretty interesting. But here we're talking about we want to reward the effort, but it has to be connected to the outcome. If you have an employee that works really hard, let's say, okay.
But they're not doing anything.
Let's break it down to sales, because every owner, founder, solopreneur loves sales. If you hire a salesperson and they're working really hard and they got a great attitude, and you're paying them $65,000 a year plus benefits, so they're about a $72,000 all-in cost, and 3 months goes by and they got a great attitude, they're working really hard, but they've produced 0 sales. And
Ouch.
like unless you're a charity,
Nonprofit.
right? A nonprofit that the goal is to maintain non-performing salespeople, which could be a nonprofit.
Or the government, it sounds like.
Yeah, then that's not going to work.
No, it's not going to work.
So in a growth mindset standpoint, in navigating, especially when we talked about, in one episode, we talked about delegation. So we talk about, and you're delegating these things and you have these conversations with employees and these expectations. Yes, effort is critical, but effort towards the goal. Are you producing results?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, again, if you just praise the results, then
For yourself.
you may slip into a fixed mindset, right? Like, oh, I am the best salesperson here. I know how to do it. I'm naturally a good salesperson, like we said before.
Yeah.
So again, it's a healthy balance of looking at opportunities to improve the effort, to optimize the effort,
Yeah.
to yield the appropriate outcomes. That's pretty good, bro. I'm digging that.
Nice. So let's look at a couple of problematic things with a fixed mindset. It seems pretty obvious, but we'll hit them anyway.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes we need to hear it.
When you have a fixed mindset, it may feel like your intelligence is static. This
Yeah.
can lead to the desire to look smart instead of to look smart instead of actually being smart, because it's not good. Your intelligence is static. So when this happens, you may avoid challenges,
Yeah.
right?
You
Give
may.
up easier. May see effort as pointless. Ignore useful feedback.
That's a tough one.
Feel threatened by the success of others.
If that happens to you, you're in a fixed mindset.
100%. I love seeing my squad succeed.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
I want to see everyone make it.
Yeah. It's there's the kids movie Zootopia, which is a Disney movie.
It's a good movie.
All you parents out there, if you've seen it before. So there's a moment in the movie where the bully, the fox, pushes down the rabbit, and he says, "It's in your dinner to be a
DNA.
rabbit." And then his friend says, "I think it's DNA," and he says, "Don't tell me what I know." And it's one of my favorite quotes from any Disney movie when he's like, "Don't tell me what I know." And again, like, you talk about the quintessential fixed mindset.
That's it in a nutshell, right
Now,
there.
later in the movie, he's like a super nice guy, but still, like, in that moment. So again, like think about introspective work and in these moments of interactions and communication with different people in your company. It's like, when you get to the point to where you're saying, "Don't tell me what I know," you might be in a introspective. So feeling threatened by success of others, I think that's one of the biggest ones, man. How, you watch all these. Well, I don't, but my wife does, and I enjoy. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy watching them. So some of these reality TV shows, and one thing that you see so consistent in these reality TV shows is just like feeling threatened by the success of others. Like trying to, again, back to the
Some low
keeping up with
vibration
the-
shit.
keeping up with the Joneses, right? Like just
Yeah.
that classic American, like our neighbors can't be doing better than us, and all that fucking bullshit. Which I think, from a cultural standpoint, we're slowly slipping away from that, which is really, really great. But again, like, if your friend calls you and tells you that they got a promotion and you're mad because you didn't get a promotion, like, you are in a fixed mindset.
Hell yeah, you're fixed.
You're fixed, bro.
It's
Ignore
time to-
useful feedback. How can you live if you can't receive feedback? Don't jump off the cliff, you'll die. I'm going to do it anyway. Well, go fucking die. Like again, like
But I mean,
we need feedback in everything. We need feedback in our mental state, spiritual state. Like you hire. Here's what's interesting about our culture, right? You hire a coach for a personal trainer,
yeah.
right? And that trainer's like, do more push-ups. We don't stop and be like, you don't tell me what I need to do.
You don't know shit.
Yeah. So for some reason, from a physical standpoint, we've completely adapted to the reality that we might need someone to tell us what to do physically or challenge us physically to do better. But for some reason, when it comes to the mind, when it comes to our knowledge, our intellect, we reject that stuff.
Some people.
I
don't.
Yeah. Gosh.
Hey, tell me how to do it better.
Yes.
Why beat my head against the fucking wall?
Oh, so weird.
When you can just show me one little hotkey in Adobe that saves me an hour a day.
Oh my gosh, yes, I know. We're in such a growth phase in the podcast. You've heard us talk about editing a lot. So
Because
here's the inside scoop is we have to edit all this shit down ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Please tell us how to do it better.
Yeah.
Please.
We're not in a fixed mindset on this.
No.
I'll take every Adobe trick I can
Yes,
get.
if I can save 1% of time, like I will take your advice.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway. All right,
So-
solutions, bro. What do we got?
So solutions to this whole thing, when you have a growth mindset, it leads to a desire to learn, which can help you with embracing challenges,
That's a good one.
persisting during setbacks,
Yep.
seeing effort as a path to mastery,
Oh,
learn from mistakes and criticism, find lessons and inspiration in success of others. So
oh yeah.
that sounds important
I got something there.
if you're a solo entrepreneur
Yeah.
or side hustler.
Yeah.
How do you do any of your solo shit without this mindset?
Yeah. Well, so we idolize Steve Jobs,
I don't.
Elon Musk.
Some people do. Yeah.
Well, in
business.
In business,
yeah.
we write books about these people. Like every business book uses the same founders, and we
Exactly. Yeah.
If-
Same 5 people.
yeah, it's why
It's Warren Buffett.
when they tweet, those who are alive, when they tweet, they get like just a million retweets because we idolize these people.
Yeah.
But again, what's really interesting is like find lessons and inspiration and success of others. So we will, as a founder, we will idolize and appreciate Elon Musk. But when an employee does that makes us look maybe not as smart as them in a particular area, we're threatened by that.
Mm.
So why can't we turn that outward idolization from those afar and translate that into those around us?
It's
That's
ego.
a growth mindset.
That's an ego thing.
It's an ego thing. It's a
But if
fixed
you-
mindset.
If you have a growth mindset, even if a fucking 8-year-old kid, let's say an 8-year-old kid, genius prodigy, started whatever, coding. I know I said it in the last episode, but that's all that's coming to me right now. Started coding when they were 5.
Yeah.
And you're 45.
Yeah.
And you can learn something from this kid.
Yeah.
They're like, actually, you do this.
Yeah.
They might be a freaking genius. Are you really going to be so, like, self-absorbed and conceited that you can't learn from someone, like, who's young?
Gosh. Yeah.
Young people are smart, man.
I know.
And they've been around all this stuff since they were a kid now.
Well, it goes back to our cultural norms, right? Like we project that people are homeless because they're lazy,
Yeah.
and that's just not true.
No, it's not.
A lot of them maybe deal with mental health issues or things like that. And like honestly, I feel like if the apocalypse happened, those motherfuckers are going to be the only ones that survive.
Yeah.
Like people who have to figure out where they're going to sleep every night, figure out how they're going to eat every day, every meal. Like you talk about some resourceful skills.
They're learning how to survive
Yeah.
outside of comfort.
Yeah. So everyone has value. That's a personal belief of mine.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone has value and contribution, and so find lessons and inspiration and success.
If you have a
others.
growth mindset, you can get nuggets of knowledge and information from anyone, regardless of age, whatever, sex, race. None of
Doesn't
that
matter.
shit matters.
None of that matters.
You can learn something from someone.
Yeah. Oh, here's a perfect example of this. Have you ever been in a room where like there's someone who's successful or famous, and everyone is trying to get to that person,
Mm.
and they'll step on, or step over, or ignore the one person who would probably give them the piece of advice that would change their life to get to the person that's just going to say, "Hey, nice to meet you."
Yep.
That is the difference between a fixed and a growth mindset. Those around you
Yep.
that you're ignoring.
Could have wisdom.
Yeah. Damn. Okay, what's next, bro?
So that's funny. I took actually a little excerpt, right, from one of Carol Dweck's books.
Yeah.
This was, I think they were dealing with students,
Yeah.
right? But they were talking about praise. So you have to praise wisely. Okay, not praising intelligence or talent. That is, they found that failed.
Okay.
Okay, we have to praise the process that these students or kids engage in, their effort, their strategies, their focus, their perseverance, their improvement.
Wow.
Specifically praising improvement. This process creates kids that are hardy and resilient. So
Oh, wow.
you're basically saying, hey, maybe you didn't do amazing on this test or whatever, insert whatever example you want, but
Yeah.
you improved.
Yeah.
Great job on getting better.
Oh,
You
man.
are better from when you were last week or yesterday than you are right now.
Yeah. That's really interesting based on what we said, right? So you can't just praise the outcome.
Right.
You can't just praise the effort, because if there's a lot of effort but no outcome,
You're praising
So-
improvement.
you're praising the process of improvement.
Hey, you got better. I respect the fact that you got better. Great job at getting better.
Oh my gosh. So like a salesperson in a company, it's like they're calling 100 leads every, let's say 100 leads a day. And they're closing 1%.
Yeah.
And the next week they get to 5%. So you sit down with them and you say, so what did you do different?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I did different is I did this, this, this. And then you praise. Okay, so
Nice work on trying these new things, trying to innovate, and
to
great
hit your
work
goal.
great work on increasing your percentage.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Not praising the effort. Man,
I
thanks
think-
for working 8
I
hours
think-
a week.
I think
No. Thanks for getting new sales. No. Thank you for looking at your system and adjusting the system to increase your output. Damn. Bro's got to sneeze.
Oh man.
It went
Who's
somewhere.
ever
That
watching
went deep
saw
into your
that whole
body.
thing. Yeah, I absorbed that one. Yeah. I think
that's huge.
a good employer, okay, because I've had this happen in an industry where I didn't know shit and people
Yeah.
just believed in me. But a good employer will look at someone and say, hey, I'm not worried about your output as it stands. I'm worried about you just getting better.
Yeah.
You know, if you can get better, that's what matters.
Mm.
You know,
God, that's good.
because most people aren't just gonna, whatever.
Oh my gosh, so good. So we got some more under the solution. Oh my gosh, we could talk about that for hours. Pay attention to your words and your thoughts, positive over negative.
This is totally growth mindset shit.
Yeah. So
you-
your inner narrative,
Your
right?
inner narrative, fixed mindset. I'm not good at this. I'll never be good at this. I was born with none of this talent. Boom. That's all negative self-talk.
Yeah, or like I tried it and I failed. I'm a failure. Fixed mindset.
Fixed mindset. And it's not even like, I think they're actually proving it with science. It's not some voodoo hocus pocus bullshit. All of these things we say in our head, they become reality. So this is not, we're not
Gosh.
just like hippies in the woods dancing naked. Like, you gotta be positive here. This is
It's
real.
not the smoke dance.
This is real. I mean, your self-talk becomes who you are, pretty much. So
Challenge over opportunities. Stop seeking approval from others. Turn criticism around until you find its gift. What does that mean? That's pretty good. Let's talk about that for a second.
turn criticism around until you find its gift.
Yeah.
That's just seeing positive constructive feedback.
Yeah. So instead of getting offended by someone's feedback, turn it around, see it as a gift. And some people, again, caveat, some people just may be toxic and negative.
Haters.
Haters. That's a good point.
So
But not all people are haters. Some people are genuine people wanting to give you good constructive feedback.
yeah, and it might be tough love.
Yeah.
Someone's like, hey, this podcast kind of sucks, but I see the potential. You guys could improve this. Now we could look at that and be like, who's this fucking guy? Or we could be like, oh, he's making a valid point.
Yeah, that's true. It's like someone comes in and is like, your podcast sucks. It's like, okay. hurt a little bit. But why?
Yeah.
Well, because of this. What would you do different? I would do this. And then we
What would
sit
you
down.
like to hear?
Yeah.
What would you like? Whatever.
Yeah. And then we sit down and we say, can we use that? And there's probably a piece of that we can use. Okay, I'm digging that. That's good.
The other thing, being realistic. Imagine that. If you have a growth mindset, you're trying to have a growth mindset. You have to be realistic with learning new skills.
That's so good.
You don't just show up and be as good as people who've been doing it for 10 years in 6 months.
Yeah.
It's just not a thing.
It's not a thing. Like, we started this podcast. We're on episode, I don't know what this is, like 56 or 57. But again, like, if we had the expectation that we're going to be Joe Rogan, the top podcast, not only in America, but like in a lot of markets.
Yeah.
Like,
if we had that expectation, we would have already quit.
We would have already quit. He's like 2,000 episodes in. He was already very successful beforehand, and he's a fucking cool guy.
Yeah.
like, so again, like, I think that's great, man. It's just be realistic.
You have to be realistic.
Yeah. Like, if you try it and then you fell and then you quit,
I think
fixed mindset.
I don't know how many years he had his show, but I think he was doing it for like, 8 years or something?
Yeah. No one knew about him for a long time.
Just like no one will ever hear this episode except for like 6 people.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to be huge for years.
But 8 years from now, when you're a famous musician.
Yeah. And you're like the megapreneur.
Indie sex symbol icon. I can say that because I think my brother's very handsome. But yeah, like if people go back to that and they're like, you guys are blah, it's like, man, we didn't.
That's a whole nother conversation, another episode where you talk
that.
about like the iceberg analogy.
Yeah.
Like, people think you're an overnight success, or they're like, wow, man, you blew up. They only see the top of the iceberg, but 90% of that bitch is what you can't see underneath.
Gosh.
They didn't see all the 10 years of the podcast where no one was listening, where we just sit here talking for no one for years.
For years. The only people that can hear us are the people in this building, probably wishing we would be quieter so they could focus on their work. We just got to keep going.
So long story wrapped up.
Yep. Growth mindset
is you have to value the process over the result.
I love that. I mean, it sounds so cheesy, and it's a little sign you read while you're taking a piss in someone's bathroom. But appreciate the journey, not the destination. But honestly,
life is easier with that whole mentality.
Yeah.
Because
this moment right now, if we do have like 15 fans right now.
Shout out.
Maybe 25.
Shout out to the 25.
But this moment is a great moment. Whether it's 25 or it's 25 million.
Exactly.
This moment.
What is the Gary Vee thing? Talk to the audience like there's only one?
Always. Talk to your audience like it's one person. Always.
Well, one person.
Like you. You're the one person I'm talking to.
Good thing there's 2 of us on the show.
I know. This would be really sad if it was just me. Hello. I saw you like all of my TikToks, John. Hey, John. That'd be so funny.
Oh, fuck
I think
me.
with that we should get out of here.
I think that's pretty wrapped up.
Go read the book Growth Mindset. It's a great book.
Yeah. Anything else to add?
No.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you for listening to the FocusCast. Go to youtube.com/thefocuscast and slap that subscribe button. Head to thefocuscast.com to share what you want to hear next. Go forth and be focused as boy.